Hey friends, let's make some napkin art. And I'm going to turn the camera down in a minute. And I have some napkins. I have some wood pieces. Let's just go through the materials that we're going to use. I have some wood pieces, some napkins, some paintbrushes. I have my Mod Podge, which is what we're going to use. I also have some white paint because we're going to paint the wood. I have some tacky glue just in case we need it. And I have my hot glue gun going because I just think we might use it for a few things. And a dryer. Now, you don't have to use a dryer because you could just let it sit and dry in between. But since I'm making it and showing you, I'm going to use a dryer so we can move to the next steps. So if you see that in the video, you'll know why, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn my camera down so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. Okay, so here I have my wood pieces. These are house shapes, and this is because this is what I had. I have lots of these. I love going to a store called Target, and Target usually has some fun things in the front of the store, and these were there I think several years ago. So I bought several because we were decorating houses, and that's why I have these. And they came in a pack of 3, and they had different sizes, and I have these, but we're just going to use one of them. And then I have some napkins, and since, well, we're filming this, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm going to do this for summer because I want a red, white, and blue theme, basically, or summer theme or something. And this way I could, if I set it out on my, if I put it out on my mantle or something, it could be up there all summer long. Or I have this shelf in my kitchen that I sometimes put things. And so I have these napkins, and I have this one too, and we might use part of this. Okay, so, and I have paintbrushes. I think I got everything. So I'm going to pull this into the camera so you can see. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this. Now the reason I'm going to paint it is because, let me just move this camera back a bit because I think it was bumping the table. Now let's pull this forward a bit. I'll do this. Okay, all right. The reason we're going to paint it is because when we take the plies apart, you can see through it, and you would see the wood. But I want it to be nice and white behind it. All right, so I'm going to get my white paint, and I'm just going to use white chalk paint. You could use any white paint you want. And I'm just going to dip my paintbrush in this container. But I have this paper plate over here that I'm using for something else. You could pour some paint on a paper plate. You could put it into these little paint wells, especially if you have people that do dip and put a lot of paint on their paintbrush. You could put a little bit in there, and then they'd have to ask for more and stuff, which is a great skill to work on. But just know that you can do it however you would like and however it works for you, okay? And you could even ask folks, you know, we have, especially if you're using different colors, like which ones should we put it in? You know, there's so many different ways we could support our folks, okay? But for now, I'm just going to scoop it in here, all right? All right, so I'm going to get a paintbrush. And that's another thing, like we have small paintbrushes and we have big paintbrushes. Think about who's you're working with, because a big paintbrush gets a lot of paint sometimes, and a smaller one, small paint, smaller amount, or even a dabber. That's an option too. So many strategies and opportunities. So, All right, I think we're getting down to the bottom of the barrel of this one, but I'm gonna paint this house white. I'm gonna move these out of the way for a minute so I don't get any paint on them. And this has a little something on there. There we go. Okay, I'm going to dry each time I do this just so I don't get it out over everything. So I get my dryer, so it's going to make some noise. Okay, now let's do the sides and the top. You could do the bottom if you wanted. It's up to you. All right. And you know what? There's a chimney on this one. I'm just going to paint it white too. I'm not sure what we're going to do to the roof yet. I'm still thinking of different options. Let's see how it looks after we put the napkins on and stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to do this side here. We'll try this and then we'll do the back. Let me get the dryer out again. All right, let's paint this side. Move these up a little bit. All right, let me move the paint aside, and then we'll dry this part. All right. And we can just start right on this side. Okay, so I grabbed 2 napkins that I thought I'd put one on the front and one on the back, just to be fun. Okay, you could do the same napkin. You could do all different kinds. All right, so I have my napkin, and napkins has plies. So you can see these even are coming apart here. They have layers. So we have to take the layers off. Now this is pretty nice because I can just pull this off the top ply because it's already coming apart. So I have that. Okay. And I'm just going to do it while I'm here to do this. Now, if they're stuck together, you could like lick your fingers together and squeeze and pull. That's what I do a lot. It's my own. And then you could put a little tape or think, how could you get them apart? But I've learned this is the lick and stick method, and for me that works the best. Okay, so I have these two. So now let's get our Mod Podge on it. And I have a big container, and we're using up that too. Oh, I'm gonna get another brush, another paintbrush, and I'm gonna put some Mod Podge on here. And I wanna make sure it's covered so we get it to stick really good. Now remember, a napkin will absorb, and it's very fragile, especially when you've taken the plies away. So we have to be a bit careful. So if that's something that a person you're working with might struggle with, they might need a little more guidance and help with that. And that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on here. Now I know it's bigger than it, but we're just gonna put that right there. And I'm just gonna touch it gently. And then I'm gonna take, I call this another brush, but I call it a pounce brush because I'm gonna pounce. And if you see how you can see it's all nice and white in the background. If it had been over just the wood, we'd see the wood color come through. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now I'm gonna dry this a bit, even though we're gonna put another coat on of Mod Podge in a minute. Now, originally I had thought I was gonna bring it over to the side, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I have this napkin that I think I'm gonna use for strips for the side. So I am gonna take a sanding block, not a brush, okay? And we're gonna gently pull this so it kind of gets rid of the excess. All right, let's do the bottom. There's that. All right, let me get rid of all these little extra pieces. And I'm gonna put that back down. And now we're gonna put another coat of Mod Podge on to really seal it good. Because you have to remember, we need it to not absorb other stuff, other liquids, and just to protect it. Okay. There's that. Okay, let's dry that and we will go to the back. Okay. All right, it's pretty dry. Okay, let's turn it over. Let's do the same thing, and we're gonna put this napkin on the back. I just used some scraps to do the top because of that chimney. Gave me a little fun, let's say. So, but we could just painted it but I wanted to use the napkins. So I just took little pieces and worked around it. I decided to use some tacky glue on the top because I thought I found some shreds, paper shreds, that I thought would be great for the roof. And then I thought I'd use these paper shreds that I had. They were probably a packing thing. I think they were actually for some baskets. So I just thought I would use those to put on the roof. It covers up any of the imperfections of where the napkins came together. You know, it was pretty sticky, but just keep, think out of the box, use up what you have, and it all comes together. I even used a little Mod Podge and just to try to get those little pieces to stick. Then I even decided to paint a little bit on top. You know what? You do what you want to do. I'm just trying lots of different things to make it look fun and a little whimsical and just something different.